Hi folks, how you doing? I should really use my microphone, but I think the sound will be fine. Apologies if it's not, but I literally can't be bothered to go from here to there to get it at my bag because my phone is currently balanced on the bag so I can take this shot. Yeah, so down the plot today, getting some plants in. I have Hugh Grant hair because it desperately needs cutting. The state of it. Oh, bugger. But yeah, everything's going well. Everything's going well. I really need to have a good catch up with you folks and tell you what's going on. At some point I'll flip the camera around and record everything. But so far I've basically potatoes in, onions in, lettuce in, kale in, sweet corn, pumpkins. Have I done pumpkins? I can't remember. I'm pooped. I'm worn out. Anyway, I think everything is probably in now. I've got a few more things like double ups, like I've got some more onions to go in and I've got some more potatoes to go in for because I try and like spread out my harvest. But it's what, the second week in June, and I think I finally caught up, although I've still got a bit more weeding to do, which I don't mind that because obviously you folks all know that I like the weeds because they feed my garden for the next year. So I let the weeds grow through April, May, June, bindweed, nettles, everything, let them grow, let them go nuts, and then before they go to seed, cut them all down, stick them in a raised bed or a compost bin, put some bark, mulch, newspaper, straw on top. They rot down, and then over the next couple of years they feed the plants that I plant on top. So yeah, but I am absolutely pooped. Whew. And it's just started to rain. Thought I'd sit down, get a quick drink of water, do a little piece to camera like a professional, and then film some B-roll to show you what the plot's looking like. And the second I do it, it starts raining. Well, it's all good fun, isn't it? To be fair, it's nice and cool actually at the moment. I'm quite glad that we're having this colder summer. I'd say it's about 15, 16 degrees at the moment. It's probably normally about 20 degrees on average about now this time of year in the UK. But it's quite nice because I don't do well in the heat because of my ginger gene, ginger bearditis. So yeah, it's quite nice to have it a little bit overcast and have it a bit cooler. I'm getting a few more jobs ticked off, although I did have a bad back last week and it was pretty bad. It was so I didn't get a lot done, and obviously that always puts me behind, as you know, because well, it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day. So a lot of the times the mind is willing, but the body is not. Yeah. So before I ramble on too much, I hope you're all keeping well. I hope your gardeners are catching up, or they're doing well, because I know it's been boggy. I know people I've been speaking to, Instagram and stuff, people who follow me, I think, crikey, I'm normally really bad down here, and it was bad this year for water, but it oddly wasn't as bad as it could be. I mean, there's been times when we've literally had a foot of water down here, and it wasn't that bad, which is good, but I put that down to, I've got a lot of well-established trees now and bushes, so I think they're like sucking up quite a lot of water. So you know, I put it down to that, and obviously I'm slowly building up the level on this side of the plot with bark and mulch, and I've got my raised beds, and so I'm hopefully breaking the back on the bogginess. Proof of the pudding's in the eating. I'm going to plant some pumpkins around the back of the plot soon, and we'll see how they get on. In the past, when I've planted things like pumpkins and sweet corns that side of the plot, they've just rotted, even in the summer, because you dig down about, not from the bottom, you literally dig down that much and you find water in like the middle of August. You know, I've come down the plot after we've had 2 weeks, you know, hose pipe bans kind of thing, and you dig down like, I don't know, 8 inches and you just find puddles. That's how wet the bottom bit can be. But I'm thinking about if I build a mound, put the pumpkin in the top, hopefully if we do get a wet spell, let's say in the end of August, September, they won't drown off and they'll continue to grow. That's the theory. In theory, communism works. So we'll see how it goes. Hi folks, how you doing? Hope you're keeping well and it's not too echoey in here because I'm sheltering from the rain again. Yeah, it wasn't forecast, but yeah, it's raining again. Heavy too. This morning I had my gardening jumper on. It's like June 18th or something, and I had my woolly gardening jumper on. You think, wow. I mean, everything seems to be growing reasonably well. I mean, things are behind still, cucumbers, tomatoes and everything else. Grapes are loving it. Pumpkin plants that I planted out the other day seem alright. Soft fruit seems to be going quite well. Probably pick some more strawberries. I haven't had loads, but I probably had a punnet's worth already. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. Yeah, so again, I haven't set my tripod up because I'm just too busy at the moment trying to get things done, and filming things isn't my priority right now. My priority is actually doing gardening. So, and the other day I said I'm going to show you around the plot, and then my battery cut out on my phone, and so I couldn't film around the plot. So I started, and then it ends abruptly. So I've got to do that whole filming section pretty much all again, or I'm going to merge the two together. So either way, this is how things look video is going to be like one day and then one the next. But no, everything's been good. Everything's going well. We've been out and about the last few days. There's a car beeping. That'll be my nan and granddad going down the lane. They'll have seen my car. Yeah, so they always do that when they go past. They honk their horn, and just to say that they're in, and then I'll pop round for a cup of tea. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, we've been out and about. We went to a knights like sword fighty tournament thing the other day. Where is it called? Bolsover Castle. I almost said Bosworth, but no, it was Bolsover Castle. And it was really good. It was really cool. I'll tell you what, I'll cut some footage in there because I think one of the people actually hurt themselves. I know it's a bit WWE, and the whole point of it is like it's not real, and there's a lot of acting involved. But this one guy, he was like, they were sword fighting, and I think he slipped. I think he was supposed to fall backwards, but I think as he did, he slipped, and obviously they're wearing the armour. He hit the deck, and the guy who was fighting with just stopped for a bit as much as to say, that wasn't in the plan. And then it kind of like, there was a bit of a like weirdness where they like helped him up and stuff, but they carried on acting, and then we noticed that a few people had gone over to see if they'd all right, and one of the rival teams had even like had a good conversation with him, give him a pat on the back and everything. And I don't know whether he slipped and winded himself. But yeah, it was. I didn't film all of it because obviously I was watching it. But there was a few segments I filmed, and one of the bits there was a lady fighting this big guy, and again it's all acting, and they had the helmets on and everything. And at one point they're like right up against each other with the swords, and they're fighting, and the big guy goes, "Huh!" and he just drops the nut on this girl. Didn't get that on footage, on film, but I mean, again, it was staged, but it looked like a pretty serious, "Huh!" and the helmets come together, and you really heard them clash. But yeah, so I get people must get injured in these sort of things, but I've never seen it before. But yeah, hope he's all right anyway. But no, everything around the allotment's going good. It's just been a case of trying to get things in the ground in between rain showers and cold spells. Because even when I planted my sweet corn out not so long ago, the nighttime temperature it run the risk of dropping down to like 5 degrees, which could have like just completely scuppered my sweet corn. Last time I checked it was fine. I'll be going to that plot again in a minute. Rain, it was easing off and now it's getting heavier again. So we'll see how that sweet corn's doing. But I think that's probably going to be the end of my time down the allotment. I didn't bring a rain jacket and I'm only moving bark. The chickens have been fed. I really want to get some more potatoes in, but I don't want to do it in the rain. I just really, I'm a solar powered gardener. I'm a solar powered fisherman. Actually, the one thing I do, which I actually like doing in the rain, is metal detecting, because the ground's nice and soft and I can put my rain jacket on. I'm fine. I don't mind the rain, I just don't like gardening and fishing in it. But I've got too much stuff on at the moment to go metal detecting. I've got a few art things on, and obviously the allotments, because of the weather, I wouldn't say they're way behind, but I'm conscious that I've got to get things done now because we're running out of summer, and there's going to be a few things that I think are just going to get potted up, and then probably later on in the autumn we'll end up moving into greenhouses and stuff. I always like to put some late potatoes in, if you watch this channel for a while, you know It doesn't always succeed. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it gets nice new potatoes for Christmas and stuff. And normally I just grow them outside and they're fine. But this year I think I'm going to, when everything's done, the grapes and everything else, I'm going to make space in the greenhouses and have potatoes indoors, hopefully to eke out some more of the growing season. Because I'm quite happy putting potatoes in pots outside way up till July, August normally. Yes, we get early frost and this, that and the other, but for the effort that you put into doing it, it's normally worth it, because you normally get some good solid new potatoes, which is really nice to be digging out the ground in like November time, you know. And if you can dig some out for Christmas, beautiful. Anyway, folks, I'm sure I probably rambled on far too much. I'll try and do some B-roll and take you on a tour around the allotment, but I'm just going to wait for it to stop raining. So until next time, folks, take care. Speak soon. Hi folks, how you doing? I'm top of the drive today, and I'm going to do the first potato harvest of the season. Can't wait. I've got one that I planted in a pot probably about 3 months ago. The leaves it's flowered and the leaves are now dying back. It might be because it's been a bit neglected, because oddly, although I walk past it every day, the ones at the top of the drive I always kind of forget to water, because I don't really try not to water the front garden unless I really need to, and they just accidentally get missed. So I flip the camera around. I'm actually going to reuse the compost because I need some mulch for the tulip bed, which I've just weeded of all the forget-me-nots, because I'm doing a bit of a Chelsea chop. I know Chelsea was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm in the Midlands and we're always a couple of weeks behind. And to be fair, everything's still in bloom because we've had this like cold, wet spring, early summer. So what I want to do is leave some of the flowers for a couple of weeks, because the bees are still on it. And they're still going nuts and they're still loving it, so I don't want to cut too many away. So I've just cleaned the path area so it's a bit easier to walk around and stuff like that. But anyway, I digress. We'll get on with the potatoes. Alright, let's crack her open, shall we? I think what I'm going to do, wait for the dustbin man to go past. What I'm going to do is just pull them out like that. They'll go straight into the green bin, and then we'll tip it upside down and we'll see what we've got. Oh, there's a couple there already. One's been a bit chewed. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. It's been wet, so there's been a few slugs kicking around up there. Oh, got a few woodies. Bugger off, woodies. Oh God, that one went to space. It's quite a few actually, quite happy with this. It's not the biggest harvest, but like I said, it's been a bit neglected, this plant. Wow, there's more there. That's the second siege potato. I mean, there's definitely enough for a feed. Definitely a couple of quid's worth. A little bit of slug damage, but it's not the end of the world. I'm finding that the Shropshire stuff is great, but you do get a bit of sluggage. Now I want to try and get most of these out, because I don't want too many potatoes growing in the flower beds. I'm not overly bothered though, to be fair, because if they grow I pull them up and I eat the potatoes, so it's not the end of the world. It's just they can sometimes, well, not be a nuisance, but they do grow in the wrong places. Even those little ones will turn in potatoes. So there we have it. There's probably what, pounder new potatoes growing at the top of the drive. Bit of a result if you ask me. There we go then, that's the start. Weeded out, got some nasturtium, popped a pumpkin in because I've got a spare, got some calendula at the back, a row of marigolds, and I'll see if I can pick something up for there at a garden centre for cheap, because I'm running out of plants to be fair. A few have died, a few have been planted on the allotment, and yeah, just need to have a bit of a forage. Anyway, this is the driveway allotment, as it's been named, I suppose. Got dwarf beans, peas, just going wild, planted and let go. Literally no care and attention, just gets watered. Runner beans with some sticks shoved in the ground, and I've also hidden some Cavolo Nero in there too. That's doing all right, isn't it? A couple of leaves there, which I might pick for tea tonight. In the wheelie bins this year, this one has pumpkin, 2 sweet corn and a tomato, and then that one has a pumpkin and 3 sweet corn. So you never know, you never know. One more pot of potatoes, which is doing slightly better than the last one. And the place where I drink my tea most mornings. Because let's be honest, I know it's a bit messy at the moment because I've just done the bit of Chelsea chop, but it's not a bad view, is it? And the birds absolutely love it. I can sit here and I just watch the birds play all morning long. Oh, hello, Mr. Bumblebee. Noticed a massive drop in bumblebees this year. I've noticed a massive drop in all bees. I say it every year, but this year has been scary. I've noticed that my cherry tree, although it had loads of blossom on it, there's not much fruit. So I only imagine that's down to pollination. Maybe I'm not sure if it is a self-pollinated one or not. But yeah, it's just been a strange year, and found a lot of dead bees on my travels as well, on the footpath and stuff. So I imagine a lot of that's to do with the spraying that's been going on in the farmers' fields, because thanks to our wonderful government revoking the ban on the bee killing pesticides. I mean, look at that. We're almost midday now. Got all these pink flowers that 3 years ago were covered in bees. Probably look back on some of my old videos and you'll see like the hum when you used to come out of the front door. And now there's 2 bees there. It's, what are we doing to the planet, eh? What are we doing to it? Anyway, I'm off to get a cup of tea. So catch you in a bit. I love watching people do a skill. It's sorry. Oh, okay.
Girdle purse, as they call them in medieval Spain. Pockets.
Oh yeah, I suppose not. Yeah, so you wouldn't think about it.
Although to be fair,
no.
We do like late 15th century, so by that time people are starting to have a few bits and bobs, you know.
I suppose it's carrying things like flints and steels and things things you need for the day-to-day living, isn't it?
Combs, wax, things get wax out here, fig thorns.
That's nice. Did you?
That's not one of mine, actually.
No.
I mean the leather thing. It's called a bollock dagger. For this reason. Medieval sense of English bit.
I imagine in history it probably removed a few as well. Anyway, cheers mate, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Hello there!
Hello there, old timer. Not quite sure what that accent was then.
No. Medieval colonial American, I think that was. Morning.
Might not be morning anymore. I've misplaced my sundial.
Yeah.
I want you to get out of the way.
No, when your dad in the photos, heaven forbid. Brother.
Have you not come to see us fight? I said, have you not come to see us fight? I am here for 2 reasons. To win this tournament and to look good whilst I do it.
Oh, he's down. Let's see. He's got nowhere here. What's he going to do?
Do you yield?
I yield!
Oh, he yields. Victory red!